Remains of Edith. God, you know. Nice. Right on the screen. Shut your mouth. Press any button anyway. Oh.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, yeah.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Oh, it really fucking hurt, you fucker. Damn.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Really about technical. Okay.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Sorry. I really hate headsets, I really do. Uncomfortable, whatever.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I bet it was. Why would you leave all this shit?
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
What if I still got Molly? What if he can call up, run up on me?
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Hello? Why am I getting freaked out? Getting shivers up my spine, boy. I don't like it.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Cool. eyes are really hurting. Why is this stuff? Checking 6 TV. Freaking I've got some. Day. Miss anything over here? I'm gonna go upstairs.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Now, why would you have a seal on the door like that?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Me.
Edie told me once that every finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
But that library is small, right? Okay. So how do I get in here? Can I get in?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Why would you seal all the doors up when you leave? I mean, that's nice.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
That's a nice room, man.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Barbara.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left.
Do you want to try get in? Where to go from here? Thinking. Where's one room? Well, that is one. Mr. Creek.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Alright, is my...
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay. Look at this wallpaper. Okay. It stirs up like a carriage. I don't remember Jacksepticeye or Marty Player is.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Wow, this is sick, man.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Excuse me. Why is he there? Oh, it's Totoro. I thought it was him dead. Molly.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Stop doing that, you dumb fuck.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Gerbil food? No. No, I'm not eating gerbil fucking food. Fish? No, we're not eating the fish. So, normal thing would be to go and eat the berries.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I'm not sure if you can eat them now.
I kept eating and eating.
Toothpaste. Oh. What else have we got to eat? This shit. Yes. Eating a gerbil.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Hey.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was
I
a
did
barn
too.
swallow going back to her nest.
Don't tell me you want to eat them chicks and all.
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Oh, okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Yeah. You're gonna get me
I
killed.
jumped and I almost got her.
Oh, reminds me of my cat.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Mama bird. Where's Mama bird? Cat.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh.
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Wow.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh no. What? Wait. Oh, what? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ugh. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean.
What the?
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
I didn't want to be a shark, really. Food. There's no direction where to go.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. For a flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Edith. Where next? What is that? She's shitting.
I grabbed on tight. But when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
A sexy electric eel.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop it, but also I didn't.
Belly was rusty. Belly was rusty. His belly was rusty. Razor. What's the drunken sailor? What's do with drunken sailor? What's do with drunken sailor? And the captain's daughter, the captain's daughter.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Good.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Wait a minute. This is my room. Is it not?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and
forgot about this whole...
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Yeah, really clever. Let me get a drink. I'm not even going to stop it. I'm going to carry on playing this, but I need to get a drink. Gotta wait for the coffee to finish boiling and kill the moon. Finch. Over the family tree, isn't it? Eat it, it's a fucking biscuit. Cold. Come on, man. Jacket. Just do it. Fucking retarded. What the fuck that was, but I had sand on my foot and it flew across the room, yeah. Let me get immersed back in my fucking game. Trusty old biscuit. Don't get it twisted. Dunk chocolate biscuit. Meanwhile, on later events, well, what do I do now then? Okay, shut the book. Hey, it's Molly. Where's Molly? I heard Molly. Cat? There you go.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
You like that?
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Well, it is. That's death. Weird.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Yeah.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Jürgen.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Get off me.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Nice.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Look at this little fucking rope. Don't cross my side. That's well good, man. It's your command center. Oh,
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
I'd love that if I was a kid, this little stairway.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
What? Wow, that's cool.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Do what? Do what? Because I meant to be going over the handlebars or something. I'm sure I've seen something like this.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't
Come
picked up,
in, Ma. Whoosh.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
He had balls, bro.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Killed yourself off that cliff. I'll give myself a bit of truth over. Awful. That's fucking awful, man, that pain. Don't you get toothache? Mate, I can't fucking stand it. It's so awful pain. This game's good anyway, this one. I like this story on the swing, it's good. It's not really killed itself accidentally. So,
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
God, I can't. You do this now. God. God damn. Hold on. Holy shit, man. Oh, mate. I'm just gonna provide. Just ruined my whole gaming experience. Oh, fucking hate you. Fucking son of a bitch. Yeah. Quadrupled. Why is there a light on over there? Why is the light on in here? Apply that through my cap. That's where the pain is. If I do this, it goes away. For 1 second. Some strong ass weed there, dog. Some strong ass weed. Seed. 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 Oh, that is not here. I'm not editing this out. Nah. People don't see my girl. Their faces like Paul. Oh, mate. I just want to play my game, please. Stay away. There must be some sort of secret over there. Man, I'm hot now. Where's that toilet? So that's a replica of fucking Buzz. Is it Thunderbirds? No. Right, where's my overhead? Just looking around. Oh, what if it's nothing? There's something else. I'm just
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
I need to get into Barbara's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
I'm doing this.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Holy shit, I'm playing? No. Oh no.
She found Rick's
Hello?
crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh, this has got really weird. Excuse me, what? Hello? What is that?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old finch rattled and grew still.
Yeah, I knew it was him, but I thought I'm gonna whack him.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
He's done all that.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember.
My presence.
Barb,
They sound like that.
have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
This music is just so funny. It's putting me in it. If this is you, boy. I'll smack him.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Yeah.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's
Whoa.
gotta be another way out of here.
There's gotta be, right? Another way out? Can you not crouch? How do you crouch? Hey. I need to get out. Oh, dear. Get that sweet ass.
Played her part beautifully.
She flanked him.
Ollie's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
So we go down and smack him more, yes. I bet when I go down those stairs he's not there. God, you could run a bit, that would help. What did I say? What did I say?
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Don't answer the door, who is it?
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I thought it was good. I liked it. Alright, are we done in here? I think we are. Yeah, can we not go out this way now?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Please stop doing that.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. It's funny.
Key yet?
All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Oh, maybe jump. Okay, so that's that.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
We're gonna go find out. Ooh, we gotta look for the basement. It's so dark. I can't see fuck all. I don't really want to go down there. Where is the basement? I have no idea.
maybe I should go check out that music box down by the basement.
Yes, that's where I'm gonna go, Finch. How do I get to the basement?
If I keep winding the music box, maybe a key will pop out like it did in the comic book.
Yeah. I just need to find that location to do that. Oh, what's this here, eh? Hey, I'll go in here. Oh, hello. Ooh, spooky. Sven, where's Jürgen?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
She's hiding. Was she hiding? What do you reckon she was hiding? So dark here. Ah, I didn't see that.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Whoa, I thought there was going to be a fridge full of fucking dead corpses.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
It's a stockpile.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Okay.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I know
Not if you get hit by a train.
Especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Fucking said that, didn't I?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
What's that racket, man?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
I'm sure. Makeshift window. Pretty cool. She's not as strong as old, or what was his name? Walter.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Yeah, not really a bit.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
You know what's happened.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Damn good.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Am I to go this way?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
This game's quite something, man.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Good plan.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. Three of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Yeah. Oh man. Gross. Oh, I wanted to put it back up. Get up. I think it's something to do with the grave. There's obviously another person over there that I've got to look at. Deceased, sorry. God, if you could just walk faster, man, it'd help. Yeah, I missed the whole section over there. What the hell?
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh yeah, of course, it's the house. Try to escape.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Is that the house? Let's see if we can get out there then, I guess.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
That's a shame.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
This is some storytelling shit.
There's so many
right
things
here.
I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Do you mind if I let you in run?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
You're 22 weeks pregnant. That's gonna snap.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Sam. Let me look around quickly. That's cool. Oh yeah. Yeah. Is that me?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Not quite.
What?
Hello.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey,
What?
language.
Is that camera I'm taking a picture of?
I will never forget
Oh,
this
hey.
weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Where is she?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moved. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. That was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
I wouldn't take the shot, Dave.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. If you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don. I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh my god.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That one was fucking shock. Damn. God damn.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Controlling frog.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to...
Mama?
Hold on, sweetie.
Nothing.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder
Wow, this is so fun.
what his world was like.
Look at it all up. Great.
It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
I'm having fun. Just gonna whatever it was he saw. Yes. See the whale.
It sure made him happy.
Come on. Surprisingly hard, right?
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But
about that, Gregory?
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
What's gonna happen?
I wish he could have told us.
Oh, what did I do?
About the world he saw.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Damn. So you drowned.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers.
I don't go down. Oh, you dum-dum.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay? Sanjay? Familiar. Did I even search everything? I'm sorry, I didn't even search everything, did I? Oh my God.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Okay, I think that's it. Stop. You gonna go? don't think
Sam
I'm
spent his life
done.
shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I don't even know if I'm meant to be leaving here yet. I think I am. Stop doing that. I'll keep pressing Y. What have we done here? What? How do we get out? Maybe I didn't fully search in here, I don't know.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus. How many members left? Gus, Dahl, Sven, I think, Eddie. Yeah, I think I'll leave the next. I'll build them. I'll get another one out of it. It's good. Me tired. But I like it. I want to save it. Is it saved? I hope it is. Pardon me. I'm gonna jump back on this again so it has. But sweet.